Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down a strict, no-nonsense mandate for anyone who's actually serious about getting a job in machine learning. This isn't just some friendly study guide. Think of it as the direct path to getting hired, and a serious warning about the mistakes that will absolutely get you rejected. So here's our game plan. We're going to start with a pretty critical career warning. Then we'll lay down the statistical foundation that you simply cannot skip. After that, we'll get into the non-negotiable toolkit you have to master, talk about the active practice mandate that turns knowing into doing, and finally, show you how this all comes together to build your professional future.
All right, first things first, we have to talk about a huge pitfall. It's a shortcut that seems so tempting. So many aspiring developers take it, but man, it comes with a massive cost to your career.
Yeah, I'm talking about deep learning. It's the shiny new thing, right? Everybody wants to rush straight to it. But what's the real cost of jumping the gun? What happens when you skip the fundamentals? Let's just be real about it. There is a heavy, heavy price to pay. And look, the answer is brutally honest. This isn't just a theory. If you skip the fundamentals, you create these massive, glaring gaps in your knowledge that will get you found out in interviews and will leave you completely unable to do the job. It is a direct path to failure. So to avoid that career-ending mistake, we have to build this thing from the ground up. And that means starting with a solid, non-negotiable foundation in statistical machine learning. This slide just breaks it down perfectly. Statistical ML is the why. It's the core concepts. It's the intuition. It's the nitty-gritty data skills. It's the foundation of everything. Deep learning is the what. That's the advanced, complex stuff you build on top of that foundation. Trying to build the what without the why is like building a skyscraper on sand. It's just going to collapse. Okay, so before you can even start with that why, you need the right tools. And let me be perfectly clear, according to the source material, these are not optional. These aren't nice-to-haves, they are absolute prerequisites. Think of this as your mandatory pre-flight check. You must master Python for the logic, and you must master pandas for data manipulation before you even think about touching a machine learning model. Seriously. These aren't just suggestions. They are the bedrock skills that every single thing you do later will depend on. And this isn't some vague, get good at Python advice. Nope. There's a specific, actionable target for you right here. 43. You need to complete the Python course up to day 43. That's your benchmark. Once you hit that number, you've got the programming chops to move forward. No guesswork. Okay, so you've got the foundational knowledge. You've got the tools. Now we get to the most critical part of all. Action. The entire philosophy here is about making that huge shift from just passively consuming content to actively practicing. And I really need to be emphatic about this point. If all you do is watch the videos, you are not learning. You're just consuming content. A real-world job, an interview, they're going to expect you to perform, not just to have watched somebody else do it on a screen. So here it is. This is your action protocol, and it is non-negotiable. You watch the theory, you absorb the math, and then you immediately download the dataset and you code it yourself from a blank slate. You experiment with it, you break it, you fix it. That struggle is where the real, hireable skill is actually built. And look, this isn't just busy work to keep you occupied. Following this mandate is how you build an actual career, one that's resilient and in demand. This is about so much more than just finishing a playlist. I mean, the difference in the outcome is just, it's stark. You can see it right there. Passive viewing leaves you dangerously unprepared, but active hands-on practice, that makes you job ready. This is the clear, bright line between being a hobbyist and being a hireable professional. By mastering these fundamentals and really forcing yourself to implement the models, you are directly investing in your own employability. You're not just learning about machine learning. You are actively building a portfolio of skills and, more importantly, proof of work that an employer can actually see and value. So, I'll leave you with this. At the end of the day, when it's time to apply for that job, what are you going to have to show for all your effort? A watch history or a portfolio of projects you actually built? The answer to that question is going to define your entire career.